cheaper and everyone will be covered and no one will ever die and it'll be out in 2 weeks.
We're going to have fantastic health care.
We have a great plan coming out. It's just about completed now. Within 2 weeks.
3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 weeks.
It might be Sunday, but it's going to be very soon.
And they asked them a question today, and I'm sure if you're of the type of person who just always hates the one team and loves what the other one does, they asked them a question about the crash. And they said, will you visit the crash site? Now, every other politician would go, of course, it was a tragedy. And he went, it's the water. What do you want me to do? Swim there? You know? And I was like, exactly. Fuck right. You're exactly right. It's a stupid question, and you got just the answer you deserve.
You might be thinking that's not Bill Maher speaking, but it actually is. Recently, Bill Maher has been criticizing woke liberals and Democrats on his shows, and it's leaving the left confused. Some media outlets are not happy about it, but his response to them surprised everyone. It all began when Bill Maher posted a video showing a poll that strongly criticized the Biden administration, damaging their credibility.
They asked them a question today, and I'm sure if you're of the type of person who just always hates the one team and loves what the other one does, they asked them a question about the crash. And they said, will you visit the crash site? Now, every other politician would go, of course, it was a tragedy. And he went, it's the water. What do you want me to do? Swim there? You know? And I was like, exactly. Fuck right. You're exactly right. It's a stupid question, and you got just the answer you deserve.
This number is higher than the total of all three previous presidents combined, but the left still refuses to accept the truth. However, that's not even the most shocking part. Just wait until you see how Bill Maher brought up the topic of abortion and who it might actually affect. You won't believe what the Democratic research uncovered.
In the wake of America about to lose abortion rights, the ACLU recently tweeted a list of those who would be disproportionately harmed by this. You would think women might top that list? No, wasn't even on the list. Second on the list was LGBT. Really? Abortion rights affects gay and trans people more than, breeders?
This might sound like a joke, but it's not. With their hidden agenda and funding, they were clearly pushing towards it. But Bill Maher didn't just call them out, he gave them a lesson in self-reflection. After being a Democrat for years, it seems like common sense is finally taking over the country, and he might want to join that movement.
Over time, the LGBT population of America seems to be roughly doubling every generation. According to a recent Gallup poll, less than 1% of Americans born before 1946, that's Joe Biden's generation, identify that way. 2.6% of boomers do, 4.2% of Gen X, 10.5% of millennials, and 20.8% of Gen Z. Which means if we follow this trajectory, we will all be gay in 2054.
This is the smartest and most genuine statement I've ever heard from Bill Maher. But that was before things really heated up. Just a few days ago, Bill Maher dropped the hardest truth bomb, one that even the left failed to see.
Is wokeness the main reason for the fires? Of course not. But it's also not wrong to associate some of the unforced errors our government made with the things normies see as hallmarks of uber-progressive politics: questionable budget priorities, high taxes that get you nothing, making everything about identity politics, virtue signaling overseas instead of tending to the nuts and bolts at home. Cali has no shortage of safety commissions and agencies and bureaucrats and regulators, and of course, sign language interpreters who communicate with their face. But common sense, we better get some of that back soon, because wildfires in California are like boob jobs in a strip club. Inevitable, and they're only going to get bigger.
I still can't understand how we ended up prioritizing diversity over quality. Bill Maher didn't stay quiet about this issue. He addressed it head-on. He talked about this concept and took down the woke agenda, including the broken promises from Kamala's campaign.
News is, our fire chief is a lesbian. Crowley's official bio says Chief Crowley leads a diverse department, creating, supporting, and promoting a culture that values diversity, inclusion, and equity while striving to meet and exceed the expectations of the communities. Well, you didn't exceed my expectations, which was that the whole city wouldn't burn down. But it's telling that diversity is mentioned twice before we get to while striving to meet expectations. Now, can you do two things at once? Yes. But it matters where your head is. Deputy Chief Kristen Larson said this.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you.
Which would sound kind of racist if a Southern sheriff said it. Who teaches people this bullshit? No one cares what someone looks like when they're pulling you out of a burning house.
I still can't understand how we got to this point, prioritizing diversity over quality. And Bill Maher didn't stay silent on this issue. He brought up this concept and dismantled the woke agenda, including the failed promises of Kamala's campaign.
I mean, they asked him a question today, and I'm sure if you're of the type of person who just always hates the one team and loves what the other one does, they asked him a question about the crash. And they said, will you visit the crash site? Now, every other politician would go, of course, it was a tragedy. And he went, it's the water. What do you want me to do? Swim there? You know? And I was like, exactly. Fuck right. You're exactly right. It's a stupid question, and you got just the answer you deserve.
Just like that, Bill Maher gave a brutal reality check. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Click here to watch our latest video.